and today I'm going to talk about a strategy that you can use to get access to very desirable clients, but you have no idea how to get them to listen to you. This is something that I know is a common problem, and for example, a lot of my clients with whom I work that operate in the health benefits and healthcare delivery field, they want to have the opportunity to speak to employer groups, larger employer groups, and they just cannot get them to listen to them. So you can use this strategy to make this happen. Does it work fast? No. This is a medium to long-term strategy, but it is very effective and it has worked for me. So how does it work? You're gonna find a company that is not in your competition, but that is a good fit to collaborate with you. And that company needs to already do business with your desired client. So we're using a proxy strategy or a Trojan horse strategy, if you will. Let's say the desired client is company A and the proxy company is company B. What you do now, and remember, company B cannot be in direct competition with you. What you do now is you look for possibilities to collaborate with company B so that they see your skill set and your value, which then hopefully after some time leads to company B making an introduction to company A. Or, as it happened with us, company B starts subcontracting you in order to work with company A. Now the question is of course, how can you start collaborating with company B? And that is gonna be easier because you're not in direct competition with them. So what you need to look for is opportunities to show company B your value. And that can happen, for instance, by joining a common effort. Very often, business or trade associations that try to promote a movement that helps the ecosystem is a good ground for this. Because within those associations, you can work on committees, you can volunteer on causes that drive something forward that leads to the betterment of the entire industry. That can happen within a chamber of commerce as well. Now, let me give you a very precise example that I used with my company in order to get to client A, if you will. So we're speaking about the ecosystem of healthcare delivery, more precisely direct primary care physicians and also healthcare benefits advisors. And there is an association called the Free Market Medical Association that basically promotes ideas and education and acts as a connection maker between all the different actors in the free market. What I did with my company is I joined the Free Market Medical Association and I volunteered as a co-leader of a local chapter. Within that chapter, we regularly organized events, about one per quarter, where we invited a thought leader in the space to appear at a virtual or in-person conference. And we organized everything about that conference: the planning, the logistics, the invitation, the management, the emceeing. Now, as we did that for a couple of years, we gained quite some visibility on a national level, which led to us being asked to help at other events. For instance, a more recent event was a Pan-Texas event where all the Texas chapters collaborated in one event. Now, what that led to eventually was an event management company that the Free Market Medical Association had hired asked us to help them with online strategy, digital strategy for one of their clients because they saw our value within that volunteering setting, right? So we went ahead and we collaborated on, as a subcontractor, on one of their clients' accounts for another annual conference. And everybody was very happy, which then led to the understanding that we would collaborate more frequently on accounts that belong to them, but where they most likely will always need some support when it comes to digital strategy. So this was also not all planned precisely. I didn't know which company it would be that would act as a proxy. I didn't know which company it would be that I ended up getting access to. But I knew that by exposing our skill set within the Free Market Medical Association, which is a cause that we care about anyway, we would have the chance to showcase what we are capable of, and someone would be willing to either directly or indirectly use our skill set for business purposes, and it would be no longer on a pro bono basis but compensated. This is a very mature and long-term strategy, but it's a very powerful one because you can get access to work and clients that otherwise, with traditional marketing strategies, would be almost impossible, right? Because you just don't have the connections and the exposure and the experience and the time to make that happen. I would argue that 3 to 4 years of very intense investment into a movement is worth it if thereafter or during that time you gain client connections, work opportunities that go beyond your wildest dreams.